Hello out there in KEXP land. My name is Abby. I normally hang out with you in the overnight from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays, but hey, I'm here in the daylight with you live at home on KEXP with Fenne Lily. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I actually put my neck out this morning so I can only look at you from this angle.
It's a pose.
It's good,
Hello.
right? Hey.
Yes, I like it. It's like I'm ready for my close-up.
I'm really not. I'm so sweaty. But how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm not sweaty. I'm just
Great.
just chilling in the chilly KEXP studio. It's nice to be back here. It's been a minute.
I bet.
Yeah, and I'm so excited that you're going to be sharing new songs from Breach out on Dead Oceans. And shall we kick off with the first song, which I think is kind of perfect for the setting.
Yeah.
You're at a birthday party,
I'm at
right?
a birthday party. I'm upstairs. I've said to everyone, don't use the internet, don't make any noise, and don't talk to me for at least an hour. So I've just hidden myself away, and I'm like, I'm doing an interview with my only pose, my fancy neck pose. So yeah, birthday at a birthday party. Makes sense.
It's perfect. Birthday resumes after birthday. It's Birthday live at home with Fenne Lily on KEXP.
You sent me ahead on my birthday. You said it was made with love. It made me love. We talked about getting married, and now I hate your guts, but I can't shut up. Ooh. I got too drunk with your band, told the truth about that show. You never let it go. Still you had my back on the sidewalk. I never used that word till I tried to be in your world. You're telling me I'm in your head like it's a good thing, telling me she's in your bed like it was nothing. You're telling me I'm in your head like it's a good thing, telling me she's in your bed like it was nothing. This get up and go, it's rearranging everyone I know. I didn't wanna be saved, but you tried anyway. You're telling me I'm in your head like it's a good thing. Telling me she's in your bed like it was nothing. You're telling me I'm in your head like it's a good thing. Telling me she's in your bed like it was nothing. Telling me I'm in your head like it's a good thing. Telling me she's in your bed like it was nothing. You sent me ahead on my birthday. You threw me up against a wall. My hair was longer. Now we talk less if at all. I rarely get that hunger anymore. You're breaking up a fight in a bar, a mind, a body screaming, are you satisfied? I laugh about it now, and there's nothing wrong with Nietzsche. I spend my life lying down, and there's nothing wrong, but I need you. I'm looking for a reason to drown. I'm high on today's sheets. Home is where I brush my teeth. I get sick on second best. You get off to God is dead, and there's nothing wrong with Nietzsche. I spend my life lying down, and there's nothing wrong, but I need you. I'm looking for a reason to drown. I'm looking for a reason to drown. And there's nothing wrong with Nietzsche. I spend my life lying down, and there's nothing wrong, but I need you. I'm looking for a reason to drown, and there's nothing wrong with Nietzsche. I spend my life lying down, and there's nothing wrong, but I
live on KEXP at home with Fenne Lily. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I love Nietzsche. I love birthday, and that it just fit perfectly with the birthday party that you're at right now.
Oh, yeah. Much different birthday, though. The birthday I wrote about was potentially the worst birthday ever, and this birthday feels quite nice.
Oh,
it's not
good.
mine, but it's good.
Good. Was this about your birthday?
I mean, vaguely. I was
Yeah.
seeing someone who sent me a really weird present that was a vegan taxidermy polar bear head for my like 20th birthday, I think, maybe my 21st birthday. And then shortly after, I found out that they were a liar. So yeah, it wasn't great. But this birthday feels jovial in comparison. It's good.
That's great. And
I don't
also,
think I've ever used that word before.
yeah, I love it. Jovial. It's great. Then did you say a vegan taxidermy polar bear head?
Yeah, big time.
I'm just trying to wrap my hair. Wow.
I'm trying to wrap my hair around it too.
I'm trying to wrap my hair around this. Wow.
Yeah,
I never knew polar
it's like
bears were vegan.
polyester, I guess like polyester fur and like wood.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And also, speaking of Nietzsche, how did Freddie Nietzsche, the happiest, most jovial philosopher of them all, sneak into your song?
I think I just picked the worst guys to date. I did for a period of time anyway. And yeah, I was just seeing this guy who used to refer to himself and Nietzsche in the same sentence as we. So he'd be like, we think this, we do this. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, me and Nietzsche. And I realized that's not someone I want to align myself with anymore.
Yeah, because what kind of guy is like, yeah, Frederick
It's
here
dark.
is my best friend.
It's really dark. Like, of all the Freddies you could pick, like, there's Kruger, there's Mercury,
Yeah.
there's Nietzsche. Nietzsche's not even the worst one of those three. Like,
But
no,
even,
actually, he is the worst one.
yeah, I think he's worse than Kruger. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
He's got worse clothes, for sure. Like, that Kruger jumper is really good.
Yes.
Really good.
If Freddie just got a delightful jumper, maybe he would have
Yeah.
racked up some points. But wow,
sure.
yeah, no, the lines where he's just when the line he gets off when on God is dead, I was like, oh, we've all dated someone like that.
The kind of guy who's like, I'd rather highlight bits of my book than, I don't know, sleep with you. Am I allowed to say that? It's not swearing.
You can totally say
Yeah,
that.
sleep with
Yeah.
is it's fine.
Like highlights, dating tips with Fenne Lily.
Yeah.
Do not go for a Freddie. And what's funny? I just love this record and how even in quarantine you have presented it in such a fun way, specifically with the bath time show. I wanted so badly to just pop on, show up in my bathtub, but the internet's on the fritz.
You could be a guest. I would welcome you as a
That
guest.
would be so much fun. But how did that concept come about? Could you highlight the show for us?
Yeah, so basically, the Bath Time Show is me interviewing musicians that I appreciate, some of which I have met on tour or are my friends already, and then it's developed into people I don't know wanting to be on it or me begging them to be on it. And basically, I interview them and they interview me in a bathtub. So yeah, it was on an Instagram Live for a while, and I've started pre-recording it for quality reasons. But yeah, it's really fun. It's like it's an opportunity to ask and answer questions that I don't get asked in normal journalism circumstances. Like, I'm so sick of being asked, like, what's it like to be a woman in music? So I want to ask, like, what was your first kiss like? Or, like, I don't know, have you ever been horribly unprepared to be on stage? And what's the story behind that? So yeah, it's good, it's fun. Although, for the first couple of times, I forgot to wear any, like, bathing suit situation. So there's been some teething problems with... Yeah.
Oops.
There's been some problems, but we've ironed it out and it's really fun. And it's, it's a good chance to catch up with people that I haven't been able to see for a long time because of COVID. So, yeah.
That's a great way to connect. And also, I'm just curious, what is your favorite question that you have been asked on that show?
Francis from Hop Along asked me what's currently thriving in my life. And I really appreciated that question because I think a lot of the conversations I've had during lockdown have been like primarily negative in their theme. Like, there's a lot of moaning going on, and I moan normally anyway, quite a lot, but she just kind of, hit me with a positive question, and I actually found it really difficult to answer it. I was like, oh no, what is good? But yeah, no, I've had some good people and some good questions.
Yeah, I feel like, just with the world just being so uncertain and, definitely aligning with that Freddie guy, it's hard to, be like, oh, wait, like, how do I count the good stuff? And, what is thriving for you right now?
Actually, a lot of, I've been finding it hard to write songs during quarantine. I think there's a lot of, sad, fearful stuff kind of flying around in the world generally. So I've been finding it difficult to write about anything. But I've been painting. I started painting again. I have been really bad at getting back to people for a long time, like texting wise. So I've been making a concerted effort to get back in touch with people, which sounds really weak, but I feel like it's something that I can just be like, I'm so busy. But now I haven't been busy. I've been like, I have to pay attention to the things that matter. I've also cancelled a phone bill that I've been paying for 2 years for a phone I don't own. So that was a really big step. So I feel like just like taking control generally of my messy life has been, thriving.
Yeah, no, I think it's so important. Like, I talk to my therapist every Tuesday and I'm like, I finally got this back and go. And she's like, great job, Abby, you did it. And it's nice to have that little bit of, like security in that. And also, I don't think it's weak at all, reaching out to your friends and stuff. And you're doing it literally from a bathtub sometimes, which I think can be the most vulnerable thing. But so
vulnerable, yeah.
Yeah, because
I feel like it's a good way to like break down people's barriers. Like suddenly, like, you're naked, I'm naked, let's talk. I think that should be the tagline. For the show.
You're naked, I'm naked, we gotta talk. Wow,
that's
this
so
sounds
Nietzsche.
Very Nietzsche. It sounds like a theater exercise that I have definitely done in college, where it's like, well, we're all naked in this room now, so we just have to act. And I'm just like, there's something to that, especially.
Am I a drama teacher now? Have I become
okay,
a drama teacher?
We can start a theater troupe now, COVID
Brilliant.
style.
Just the two. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Awesome. And going back, putting some clothes back on.
Yep. Reel it in.
Reeling it in. This new album, Breach, I just love it because it is vulnerable. It is naked because we're just kind of like, I feel like we're sitting with your thoughts and it's, that vulnerable perspective. And it's really cool that you have found that place. And also I feel like with this next song, Elliott, just watching how you see another person is very interesting. And I was just curious if you could elaborate on who is Elliott? Maybe not a particular person, but who is Elliott?
I think, the song started out as being about a guy who I met in a hardware store. He owns a hardware store now, but he used to be in quite a famous band. And quite a famous band. That's like the worst name drop. And I started writing about him because he was talking to me about how he had this amazing life, but he was constantly haunted by self-doubt and self-hatred because he was on a stage all the time. And I found that really interesting. And it's also something I feel, or I felt when I was on stage more often than I am now. And then it kind of evolved into being a little bit about my dad and his relationship with his dad. I was fortunate to have a really good dad, but my dad wasn't fortunate. So it's kind of a combination of it's kind of an admission to myself that I feel really undeserving of a lot of things that are going well for me, and a reminder to feel okay to be in that mindset, because a lot of people that I admire have also been there, and it passes. That sounded way more drama teacher and pretentious than I intended it to sound.
Oh, no, yeah. I just feel like it sounded like, no, you're resonating with these experiences. And, you know, I feel like musicians, it's hard to be like, hello, people who don't tour and go out there. It's hard to express those feelings to those who may not experience them. So,
yeah, and it's also so hard to like talk about someone else's experience when it's not fully yours. And that's this song, actually, Elliott, is the first song I've kind of tried to climb into someone else's shoes. So I felt a little bit like I was invading like other people's stories and lives, because normally what I write is quite diaristic. But for this one, I was like, can I write about someone else's stuff? But I feel like maybe I got away with it. A lot of people think it's about Elliott Smith, and I don't understand why. I guess because it's called Elliott.
Oh. Yeah, I was like, maybe just the name title, but I never thought it was... I never thought it was him, but okay, whatever people think. But yeah, no, I love that it's just, it seems like a story of just, you know, resonating with another person. And I think that's just so important in every day.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into it. It's Elliott from Breach. It's Fenne Lily live at home on KEXP.
To forget everyone you ever wanted to be is dying the same death, and you'll learn and you'll burn by different fire.
And that was the fucking one.
the siren call. It's crying. Bleeding on a foreign floor, slow dying. And it's not hard to be alone anymore, though I'm sleeping with my key in the door. Run until your lungs are sore, ash flying. You're looking like you want it more, but you're lying. And it's not hard to be alone anymore, though you're awake into a day you ignore. It's not hard to be alone anymore. 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 Listen to the siren call. It's crying.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and Fenne Lily live at home on KEXP, playing songs from Breach, out now on Dead Oceans, and I love this track. Berlin has been constantly on repeat for me. And, because instantly when I heard it, I saw the song title and I'm like, that time I ran away to Berlin a few years ago. And I also ran away for like a month too. And I didn't know
It's a good place to run to, for sure.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, what's your runaway story? Why did you run to Berlin?
I had just finished a pretty long tour, like the longest tour I'd done ever. It was only like 2 months, but I was
Still
like,
long.
It felt like a long time. And I'd been around people for a long time. And I forget that I need like recharge for my brain and my whole being. So I basically just didn't want to go home. And I definitely didn't want to be around the same people and the same stuff because I thought it would make me sad. So I needed like a new adventure, but an adventure by myself. And I also hadn't ever been by myself for more than a couple of days. And I thought it was kind of time to learn how to do that. And I also wanted to go to Berghain, but I didn't want anyone I knew to see me at Berghain because I knew I would freak out, and I did freak out. But I was with strangers, so no one is there to tell the story, which is perfect. I got a nosebleed and had to leave.
Oh, no.
I got elbowed in the face, and I was like, oh, no, I'm too scared to stay.
Oh,
So, yeah.
no. I too have been to the Berghain. My friends book the canteen that's next door, and they're like, "Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the Berghain?" And I'm like, yes,
They're
actually,
like,
more than
"No,
anything.
it's gross."
Yes, it was. Like, I mean, I was in I've been having a lot of fun that night and was like, whoa, this is insane. I'm going to go to Trezor now. But, I feel like you have to have, like, in Berlin, you got to have that one little bit of club tourism, right?
Yeah, for sure. Also,
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories about it, and also stories about people not getting in because they don't look cool enough. So I was like, this is a test of whether I look cool enough to, like, get into a club. And I did, which is crazy because I also took a sandwich for the queue because I was like, if I'm going to be there for like an hour, some people have been waiting hours to get in. I'm going to need a snack. So I was literally like eating a sandwich and they were like, why are you here? What DJ are you here to see? And I like made something up and walked in with my sandwich. So yeah, I felt a bit like Louis Theroux. I was like, I'm here on a research trip.
Research with my sandwich.
I'm hungry and I'm on a research trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear, though, that, if you're just look like you're ready to dance and ready to have fun, that's how they'll let you in. That's what I was told. And I'm just like, I'll wear all black and, I just won't put any makeup on. And they're just like, okay. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Probably
I
helped
think
to have a
the
friend.
more
but-
haggard you look, the more they're like, oh, she doesn't care. Oh, cool.
There is actually a website. I'm going to out myself as the dumbest person ever, but there is a Berghain simulator website where it simulates you walking up to the club and the door guy, giving you questions and you answer them. And it can either tell you yes or no, you get in. And I did it a few times.
Well, like practice, like a fake driving test, like on a DVD. That's mad. I'm going to take it and see.
I was like, please take it, report back. I want to see if you get in.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll send it to you. It's great.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, aside from, going to the clubs solo, how was it, those first few days being solo by yourself?
The first couple of days were really scary. And just before I left to go to stay in Berlin, I quickly went home to pack some stuff after the tour, and my house had been broken into, and that was horrible. So I kind of went to Berlin with this fear that I was going to be invaded again. So the first few nights I was pretty scared, but I think I've always thought of myself as a shy person when I'm by myself and a way too confident person when I'm with other people. And I found that happy medium between being able to talk to people in bars, but not being rowdy. I managed to build this new persona that was chill, but also cautious and friendly, but not clingy. And it was fun. So I kind of settled into it. But I had Patti Smith to read. That's the only English book that was in the Airbnb I stayed in. So I read Just Kids 3 times while I was there. And I kind of started thinking I was in the book. I was like, what would Patti do? What coffee would Patti get? So I was living as Patti Smith for a couple of days as well. But yeah.
I love it. Those are essential questions to ask, especially any of
What
the
would
Patti
Patti
Smith
do?
books. It's just here she is, just woman on her own. Here we go.
She's so cool. And she bought that house on the beach and just loves sitting in a corner and writing and drinking coffee, but not in a
Yeah.
pretentious way.
Exactly.
She's so cool.
She's so thoughtful, and it just broke my heart. So on the day they shut everything down in Seattle was the day I was supposed to see Patti Smith here. And I was like,
That hurts.
but then her guitarist played in this bar, Screwdriver Bar nearby. And so at least I got to see an inkling of
Yeah.
the experience.
A little bridge to her.
Yeah. I'm
Through him.
maybe she'll be here. Unfortunately, no, but that's okay. And,
Someday.
and as living like Patti Smith and also just kind of integrating into the temporary Berlin life, how did that affect your writing and just making this record?
I think it gave me the opportunity to start writing about myself more. Not in a selfish way, but for the first record, I focused on the stuff that other people had made me feel and the experiences I'd had with other people and because of other people. So when I was by myself for it was literally just a month, but I was like, there's like a whole life in my head that I haven't addressed. And it made me less reliant on other people to define the experiences that I have, if that makes sense. So I kind of became more comfortable with being self-sufficient and being by myself. And also I literally just had a guitar in the apartment. I didn't have Wi-Fi and I didn't have curtains, so I couldn't really sleep either. So I just had a guitar, and up until the point that I went to Berlin, I kind of thought that my guitar playing was almost like a frame around my singing. And even though it didn't develop that much during the Berlin writing period, it definitely became something that I enjoy doing more. Like, I'll sit down with a guitar now and like play guitar, which I never did before. And it sounds like a really small thing, but that was exciting to be like, I get why people bring acoustic guitars to campfires now. Like, it's fun to just play the guitar. So, yeah.
Fun to play guitar, sing Kumbaya,
Yeah, I'm that guy now at house party. It's like, guys, you want to play some Oasis?
Wonderwall.
Play something we know. Yeah.
Liam Gallagher. I love it. But,
I actually love that documentary about Oasis. Like, I'll say that now. Watch it.
No, I agree too. I'm a big Oasis fan as well, because actually I saw Noel in Hamburg. I actually changed my flight to Berlin because I was like, I need to see the Gallagher brothers, and if they're separate, whatever. So, just really living up my Patti Smith life by trying to feed my 90s Brit.
It's a thing you can do. You can have a foot in each camp. Is that a phrase?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
It works. I like it. But I really like how, you brought up that you were like, I can define myself and just really own your own feelings. And like, especially around this record, it deals a lot with that vulnerability of being like alone. And, this might sound like a deep, heady question, but like when did you find the difference between like, okay, I can be alone, but also can recognize the feeling of being alone? I feel like that's so hard to do.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like a difference between being alone and being lonely. And I often think that that's overlooked. And to me, the difference between being alone and lonely is being alone is a choice and being lonely is like a symptom of someone else's decision about your position. So as much as I didn't want this record to focus on like breakups and people leaving me, etc., I wanted to address them, but from the perspective of someone who wasn't going to be crushed by them. And I think in the past I've been really focused on the fact that it must be my fault if someone doesn't want me. And not that I've completely got rid of that feeling. I think that it's an up and down situation. But I'm definitely getting to a point where if someone, I don't know, says something to me like that makes me feel rubbish, I can bounce back from it because I've had an opportunity to be my own kind of support system for at least a tiny bit of time. And I'm not saying that like I've got to a point where I'm like, I could be by myself forever and I don't need love. Like, I definitely feed off people's like positive affirmation of me, and like I need validation. Everybody needs it, but I think a lot of the time it's not necessary if you have a higher opinion of yourself than the opinion that people that have thrown you away have given you. That was the longest sentence I've ever said, but I'm proud of it.
I am too. I was like, yeah, you are just capturing the human experience and just this, idea of just it's good to love yourself and also just having that higher opinion of yourself, because I feel like, I don't know, just society's like, please let's crap on yourself some more so we can sell you something, and it's just
not even like love yourself. I feel like if there's like a scale of like 1 to 10, like 10 is Lizzo, 1 is like me 10 years ago. I'm like a 3. And I don't ever really care about being a 10. It's just like enough to not be thinking that anyone that looks at you is like doing you a favor. I think that's what I used to be like. I was like, what, me? Really? You want to talk to me? And that's just really not going to end well for anyone. So, yeah. Love yourself, but like not, it doesn't have to be in love just yet.
Yes. I like the scale. I love that.
Yeah.
And, you know, because now I'm just like, where am I on this scale? I'm like, I'm probably on the 3 level as well right now, you know? We're all like, hell yes, Lizzo, but I don't know if I can be that level, but more power to her.
We can dream.
I love it. Yes. And I really just love the focus on self in this record. It's so strong and also just empowering for others, because I feel like, you know, so many people can kind of, you know, see this narrative in, you know, all the day-to-day stuff. And I also love that you inject your personality into it. Like, I was talking before this about how I love the Clifford, the big red dog, Twitter.
Scary
and
dude.
just like, you know, I just love people on Twitter who are just honest and say what comes to their head. And also with this next song, I was like, I'm going to say this wrong. So I'm just going to tell you what I was supposed to say. But I remember you just tweeted, I used to hate my body, now I just hate the news. And I'm like, that's the song forever now.
It just poisoned everyone's minds.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the song is called I Used to Hate My Body, But Now I Just Hate You. But
Correct.
I really think you can just change it to anything that kind of vaguely rhymes. Like, I used to hate my body, but now I just hate, like, stew or something. Do you have stew in the States? It's
Yeah,
like
we have
chunky
stew.
soup. Great.
Yeah, we got some chunky beef stew somewhere.
Nice. I do love it. I don't hate it. Yeah. But this song was kind of written as a joke. Like, I had a fever when I was writing it. Just dropped that peg I was telling you about.
Oh, no. We needed it.
We'll find it. I had a fever and I just wrote this song, and then I woke up the next day and was like, I wonder what I got up to last night. And I found it on GarageBand, and it was initially called I Used to Hate My Body Until I Saw Your Body. And it was like a song to and about myself. And I was like, nah, I've got someone I need to aim this anger at. Because I think before I've been scared of being angry at people in songs, because I feel like everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt, and like, I don't know, empathy is an attractive quality. But at the same time, if someone does something terrible, even if they don't hear the song about it, it feels good. It feels like an exorcism to write about it. So yeah, it's like an angry song that doesn't sound angry. And when we recorded it for you guys, we used I was going to say KEXP keyboard. No, it's a Casio keyboard.
Oh, awesome.
For the drums. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, I'm excited to see this. I'm here for it. Let's jump on into this last one. It's I used to hate my body, now I just hate you. I said it correctly. It's Fenne Lily live at home on KEXP.
Met you in November for a weekend. I loved you by December like a fool. You left me for a friend over the summer. I never had a chance to play it cool. I read all of the books you recommended. I listened to your friend's band all the time. You justify and satiate my hunger for not feeling alright. Misread every warning as an answer to questions I was too afraid to know. We touched upon a suicide side like tourists. You kiss me for an elevator audience. Pack your things and go. Steep. Finish what we started in a hotel with a view. I used to hate my body, but now I just hate you. You call me while I'm backstage with a fever. You tell me how I'm always on your mind. I crush a paper back to the receiver. I learned that trick from a cartoon kid. It's always something I wanted to try. I heard you live at home now with your parents. It doesn't satisfy me like it should. I still see you with some kind of reassurance that someday I'll be understood. When I'm lonely, I smoke until I know how to sleep. So find me. The path is running cold but it's deep. Finish what we started in a hotel with a view. I used to hate my body, but now I just hate you. When I'm lonely, I smoke until I know how to sleep. So find me. The path is running cold but it's deep. Finish what we started in a hotel with a view. I used to hate my body.
Fenne Lily live on KEXP at home, playing songs from Breach, now on Dead Oceans. Thank you so much for sharing all this music with us today. It was so great to have you, even in a virtual world.
Do you know what? I've been wishing to be in the KEXP like Lightroom for so long. And I've tried to recreate it, but it's not really the same, is it?
Oh, in the videos, I saw the string lights and I'm like, yes, I love when that's happening. I wish I was closer to the string lights. I'd be like, see, they're real.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. And hope to see you stateside once all of this, is back to some sense of normal so that, you can hang in the string lights and stuff. It'll be great.
I want to hang on the string lights. I want to dangle like a monkey.
I mean, I'm not sure how sturdy they are, but there's definitely some risers that you can step on or something. We'll make it work.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who is tuning in. You can find more of our sessions on our KEXP YouTube channel. Subscribe there and follow along with all of our delightfulness at KEXP.org.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.